Next up on our list of honorees, Jack Kaminska. Now, only the very determined, very disciplined, very dedicated, and very good student athlete can excel in two sports that each require year-round commitments. Jack Kaminska was all of the above, graduating in 4 years with 7 varsity letters and the Clifford C. Furness Award for Outstanding Undergraduate Performance in Scholarship and Athletic Prowess. Jack was a standout left winger on the ice for 3.5 seasons and emerged as the hockey program's third all-time leading scorer with 141 points on 67 goals and 74 assists. A tri-captain as a senior, he was the team's top scorer with 22 goals and 28 assists and ended his career with a 1.4 points per game average. Now, a leg injury in the 17th game of his initial season cost him the opportunity to play baseball as a freshman in the spring, but he stepped off the field in his final game as the career leader in 3 team statistical categories. His play was critical to the Bulls advancing to the Eastern Collegiate Athletic Association District Championship Tournament during his final 2 years. In his junior season, he batted .311 on a Bulls squad that led the NCAA in batting average. And the following season, the tri-captain improved to .350, second on the team, had a season-high 23 stolen bases, and struck out only 9 times in 324 plate appearances. A true two-sport star and student athlete. Welcome back, Jack Kaminska.
Okay. First, I'd like to thank the University of Buffalo, the Hall of Fame Committee, the Gusevich family, and Toonie Murchie, who I heard nominated me. Congratulations also to my fellow athletic inductee teammates. Anyway, 36 years ago is when I graduated. I've had a little longer wait than most of you to get in here, and that's why you still need to, at this age, you need to have glasses. But yeah, 36 years ago, I had the double pleasure of playing 2 sports. We were a Division II hockey program that over half of our schedule was Division I, and we were Division I baseball. But as you know, nobody gets into the Hall of Fame on their own, and I had a lot of help along the way. And you can never give up hope. All these years, people have told me, Jack, you're deserving, you should be in the Hall, you'll be in someday. Well, when I got that phone call, it was one of the greatest feelings of my life. And all I could say is, Andre, hang in there. But like I said, nobody makes it to the Hall of Fame on their own. I was blessed to be part of a tremendous family. My parents, Bob and Irene, were my 2 biggest fans. They rarely missed a game, and they supported me in all of my endeavors and all of my sports, growing up. And like I said, they were there all the time. I'm the middle child of 7. We have 6 boys and a girl, and all 6 boys played hockey. And back then, it wasn't a real popular sport, growing up in the 60s. But my oldest brother, Bobby, he was a real sports nut. You could ask him any statistic about the Los Angeles Dodgers back in the 60s, and he can rattle it off like nothing. But he also loved hockey, and that's how we all got started in that sport. And we played something all the time. It was either hockey in the backyard rink, in the driveway, wiffle ball, strikeout, base to base, home run derby, you name it, we were playing something all the time. And some of the best competition I had growing up were from my 5 brothers and my sister. And I don't just mean at the dinner table. But they're all here today: Bob, Jim, Tom, Mary Ann, Michael, and of course my brother Billy is here in spirit. But it was great growing up with that family, and they really put me on a path. I'd also like to thank my coaches, my teammates, and my trainers. My hockey coach, Ed Wright, who is retired after 40 years here at the university. Coach Bill Monkarsh, who's also retired down in Florida. Said to say hello to everyone and that he's doing great. My trainers, Mike Riley, who's a fellow Hall of Famer, and my other good friend and trainer, Bert Rubin, who traveled here from Virginia. He's been waiting a long time with me for this event. And of course, Doc Gasevich, who carved his initials in my leg my freshman year when you heard about that injury I had. When I was going through the college search, I wanted to play both sports, and a lot of colleges weren't accepting to that. I also heard many times that I was too small. And when I met Coach Wright, who was All-American at BU, I walked into his office and I was actually looking down to somebody. And I'm saying to myself, there's no way he's going to tell me I'm too small. So he did give me an opportunity to play. And like you heard, I had a season-ending injury my freshman year, which cost me the baseball season. But when I came back to school and the next year for baseball, Coach Monkarsh called me aside and he said, "Jack, you're too small." And I said, "Oh, here we go again." He goes, "I know you're a catcher. You've been a catcher all your life, but I'm going to make you a shortstop." He goes, "I need somebody big for these pitchers to throw to." And we have Mike Dixon in the crowd here tonight, who was one of my teammates, who at the time was, I think, 6'2", 200 pounds. Monk thought he was a little better target. But anyway, he said, "I'm going to make you a shortstop." And I said, "Coach, I never fielded a ground ball before in my life." He said, "It's not a problem. You have a great arm, you have good speed, and you're a heck of a competitor." He goes, "I'll teach you how to play shortstop." So that year, down at the University of Miami for spring training, after practice was over, he would hit me another 200 ground balls a day. And by the 5th day down there, I was a starting shortstop. As I mentioned, my trainers, Bert, he was also my traveling partner on the road. We'd get on the road trips for the bus, walk down that aisle, 3rd seat on the left was Bert and I. We would talk about everything, about sports and life and everything. And Bert, I'm so pleased that you were able to make it up here tonight. I mentioned my teammates. I was, again, very fortunate to play with some great athletes. I think there were 13 baseball players who signed professional contracts that I played with my junior and senior years. Some of my teammates are here. I thank you very much. Like I said, fellow Hall of Famers, Mike Dixon, who also played hockey and baseball. Mike Klim, who also played hockey and baseball. My high school teammate, John Bushka at Canisius High School, he's a member of the Hall of Fame here as well on the baseball team. And of course, my good friend Mike Groh, who was my double play partner for all those years, and a very good friend today who has worked for me for the last 33 years. So after grad school, there were not a lot of teaching jobs back in Buffalo in 1978. So I came back to the school here and I met up with Coach Monkarsh. I said, "Coach, you have to help me out here. I need a job. I need a real job." And he said, "Well, the only guy I know is Jay Schiller. He's the owner of City Mattress." So he set me up with an interview with Jay, and that was 35 years ago, and I'm still working there today. But finally, I'd like to thank my wife, Nancy, for being here, my daughter, Jennifer, my 2 sons, Jeffrey and Jonathan, all of my friends that traveled in from as far away as Florida, good contingent from Rochester, but also like I said, my teammates. Thank my coaches again, and Mom, Dad, Billy, I wish you were here, but dreams do come true, and this was a great dream for me that lasted 36 years, but it's finally here. Thank you very much.